fourth day of the last month of the first quarter. Fourth day of the last month of the first quarter. And to some of us that attended last week, we started our second quarter very early. We started last week. Last week was on the 29th. I believe we have filled our sheet. Yeah, we should fill it. But that should be after the class, by the way. So today we'll be looking at multiple sales attraction strategy. That is those strategies that make sales people to attract multiple sales. Before we start, the question I would like to ask us is, when you put your head, let's say you find yourself in a river, around a river, and you put your head under it, what happens to you? If you let's say you put your head inside a water, maybe the water is in a bowl, or you are close to any river and you put your head under it, what happens to you? You struggle to breathe, and what is the next action from you? So let's use that situation or scenario to say you find yourself around a river where you have a lot of, where it is possible for you to sink. And your current situation is that your head is under what? Under the water, and you are struggling to come out of the water just for you to be able to breathe. Because staying there for a longer period might mean somebody will no longer be existing. Now, your first action is to ensure that you take your head off the... Are we together, please? Now, what is your second action? Finding yourself in a situation whereby it is possible for you to sink. What is your second action? You are in a nearby river, right? Your legs are sinking and your head is under the water. And you need to find yourself out of that ugly scenario. What do? The first is to find your head off the water, right? What is your second action? You find a way to bring your legs off that. Okay. So what this means is that for anybody to be thinking of expansion, you have to grow first. You can expand what is not growing. And you cannot grow what is not in existence. So, relating this to our activities, if you are a realtor or you are a salesperson and you are not achieving sales yet, your first responsibility is to work on how to what? Achieve sales. Then your second responsibility is to work on how to enjoy what? Multiple sales. And that is why today's topic is important to us. We have the foundation. We are growing, but we need to expand. Expansion comes when you enjoy what? Multiple sales. So how do we go about it? Let's look at the number, what I have for you. You focus on yourself. That's the first strategy, because you can't give what you don't have. The second strategy is to master the market. This is very important because you are going to be, clients are going to come with objections, especially in this period where inflation is taking over and prices of things are going what? Up. Then you focus on your clients. This is where you think beyond selling. Then the next is to focus on your partners. So we'll be looking at these four and how they are very critical and important to us experiencing what they call multiple sales. How they can make us enjoy multiple sales. Why am I discussing this? Over the years, I've been a salesperson, and I can tell you, without adding anything to sales, I'm a success story, and the result is out there. So this gives me the authority to take this class. Let's look at why you need to focus on personal development and the areas you need to focus on when it comes to, focusing on yourself. The first is personal development. Like I said earlier, you cannot give what you don't have. And you can grow, you can expand what you have not grown. And you cannot grow what is not in existence. Please take note of those three things. You can only grow what is in existence. And you can only expand what is growing. We cannot skip any of the process. So personal development, why is it very important and what does it mean? It focuses on two key things. Number one, your character. Number two, your ability. In fact, we can also include your attitude, because your attitude reflects in your character and your character reflects in your attitude. So if you are presented with an opportunity for you to make fortune, your attitude will determine your character, in such that you either work with it or you disregard working with it. So it is an intentional effort towards developing your ability and your character. And don't forget, I said your character reflects in your what? Attitude. And your attitude reflects in your... It is about our response to certain events. In all the conversations globally, there are three things. It happens in business as well. There are three things. Without those three things, nothing happens. There must be an event. There must be a reaction. And there must be consequences. All are products of what? Event and what? Our attitude. So if you are presented with an opportunity or opportunities, what determines what comes to you is a product and a function of your attitude. Your attitude is a form of input that determines your output. Are we getting anything at all? We are all on the groups. If you are not in A, you are on B or C or D. So we are all on the groups. What do we experience every day? Admin post product every day. Exactly. Admin post product every day. That is a form of opportunity. Because we find ourselves in a group, in a community, where we are presented with what we can work with for fortune. So your results will now be determined by what you do, with or to those things, to those products. Somebody might see the product and say, these people don't come again. And so they will bombard person with messages. That's attitude. And winning begins from inside. Because what we are seeing outside is a function of what is happening within you. A function of what you are telling yourself. A function of your belief about certain events. So personal development, again, is an intentional action towards building yourself in character and ability. If somebody finds himself in a gym now, you are exposed to 2 kg, 3 kg, 10 kg, 5 kg, 20 kg. What you tell yourself before you are exposed to any of the kgs determines what you do to those things. And consequently, it determines how you are able to build your body. The same thing happens in sales. If you have that mindset, I don't tire. And if you have the mindset that nothing good can come out from what you're seeing on the group, trust me, nothing will happen. Because it will reflect in your action. And just like I said, global conversation about anything is diagonal in nature, is triangular in nature. Yes, action and what? Reaction and consequences. Psychologists call it stimulus, then action, then consequence, reward. It could be reward or punishment. So why do we need this personal development? It gives you an edge in the market. Because, like I shared with us the last time, that there is a man called Abimake that said, it is not enough for you to get order from people. But if you can get order and reorder from people who are already dealing with another salesperson, that's what makes you a real salespeople. Personal development will distinguish you from the crowd, and it will enable you to be of value to your clients. So what are the areas you need to develop on? Master the FAQ, just like we've been saying. It is your subject. It is what gives you that knowledge. Let's take for instance, somebody is marketing, let's say Arizona State. Where is it located? Beside. Okay. What are the closest landmarks to that place? So we are going to do comparative analysis between two people. They may not be here, they might be here. Because in every larger market, there are four different kinds of people. If you find yourself under the sun, maybe you are an athlete and you run 100 meters. At the end of that 100 meters, what do you think are the possible actions from the person, from you? If you are an athlete and you are given the task to run 100-meter race, what are the possible actions from you if you engage in that activity at the end of the race? One, what again? God bless you. At that moment, the person is thirsty for. That person is different from the person coming from an office to where the event is at, or people sitting under the canopy. So at that moment, that person, where's the, that person that ran the 100-meter race, right, is in dire need of what? Because what? He's thirsty. He represents the 3% of the world that will see your product and buy it immediately. They have seen your product, they are investors, and they are ready to invest. This person who has engaged in 100-meter race ended it and requested for water immediately. He is part of the 3% of the world in every market that is interested in what you sell. If the people who are ready to buy now in any market in the world, they are just 3%. The question you ask yourself is, how many are we realtors chasing these 3%? How many sales people? That's the question you ask yourself. You know why this question is very important? It will enable you to know where you can make fortune from and what you need to do. It's just like somebody who is I mean, who is dreaming of traveling out of the country, the first thing you need to do is to go and look for the best, at least top 10 countries in the world. If you don't do that and you find yourself in a country that is not doing well or that is suffering from the effect of war between Ukraine and Russia, trust me, you're going to regret going there, and your investment at the end of the day would have become a waste. You waste your time because any time spent doing nothing cannot be replaced, and you waste your investment. And by the time you have this knowledge about the Arizona estate that is located beside well, and you read more about what an investor stands to derive investing in that area, what are you doing? You're developing yourself. We have the Dangote refineries on the other side. We have the Lekki Airport. We have the Pan Atlantic University. We have the Alaro City that is selling in dollar. We have, what again? The Food Hub. Not far from there. And we have so many higher institutions of learning. This might be a form of benefit on your part, but trust me, nobody buys anything unless they know that thing is capable of solving their problem. And problems are in different forms. Problems could be something you are looking to solve presently or something you are looking to solve in the future. So you can invest to put a system in place to solve what? Future problems. But before anybody can invest, they need you to dish out that information that is unique about what? About that particular place. But unless you develop yourself personally, you can't give what you don't have. Understood? Are we getting anything? Okay, then product knowledge. We've said part of it. You need to understand the square meter. Surprisingly, most people will find themselves in the industry for years without knowing what a service stands for. Without knowing what a service stands for. Okay. We'll find ourselves marketing a particular location without reading about that product, both online and to get information about a particular product outside your FAQ. You go online. There are good information online. If you type where is Arizona State located, trust me, somebody somewhere else would have included online that it is cited where we have Idera scheme. Is Idera scheme an individual-owned scheme or government scheme? That shows a collaboration between private sector and the government. The moment you are investing in any government scheme property, it is a collaboration. They are the provider of the product, you are the developer of the product. Product knowledge. So it enables you to say things that ordinary salespeople will not say. And it gives you an edge. It gives you an edge. So you need to focus on yourself, on building yourself. And I also tell us more why we need to focus on ourselves. Because I'm very sure somewhere, somehow, somebody has told you that I wish to be like you one day. When you develop yourself personally, you are not only pushing to make sales. You are not only preaching the benefit of investing in a particular property to people. You are also turning to a role model to a lot of people who you don't even know. Recently, I installed another screen inside my small car. And this morning, they are in Ladipo installing the same screen inside my other car. Do you know why? I found out that while driving, you can learn. If you drive for, let's say 8 hours in a day, an instance, you can actually learn for at least 1 hour driving your car. At least 1 hour. There will be distraction, no doubt. Calls will come. You will want to manage to, your way on the road and all that. And other things will take your attention. And you also be careful in order for the vehicles not to get damaged on the road. So let's say you are learning for at least 1 hour out of these 8 hours. So if you make this an objective, how do you achieve it? One of the persons I watch so much, that I see as my everyday role model, is Barack Obama. At least this morning I've watched 3 of his speeches. I'll just I have this small phone in there. It's always on what's it called? Hotspot. Because once I can connect it, I can watch anything in the car, including football. It's part of the things I love. In fact, last night's match, I was watching it in the car. So why did I do that? It is part of my intentional action to redesign my environment towards, complying with my goals. We are still coming there. Do you understand? So, Obama didn't know me. In fact, he has not heard anything about me before. But I learned from him from distance. There are a lot of people we learn from distance. So, the moment you make yourself someone who has really developed himself such that you are dishing out value from time to time, you are becoming a role model to so many people that you don't know. And that is why luck is not given, but it is what? Created. Luck is not given, but it is created. Now, while you are doing your video, you just want to make say, you just want to dish out information about properties. A company that you don't know might be from America, from Germany, from anywhere in the world, has been monitoring you without your knowledge. Just like that scout is monitoring a particular player so that he can sign the player in his team. One day you will just see a message. Hi, Lagbaja. You are invited for an interview in so place. You will go there. They will ask you a question based on what you do. Already their mind is made up to employ you because they've seen you demonstrating. And they will give you the job. When your story surfaces among your friends, that girl get local. Now one American company just employ. No. She no get luck. She created the luck. And creating anything called luck takes time, and it is accumulation of effort. And that is why personal development is very important. How do you engage in personal development? Get materials on the particular thing you are doing. Make it your all. So that when they ask you any question about it, you are able to attend to the question. Somebody said something. He said, what differentiates you from ordinary people is your ability to say little about everything. Don't say I'm not a medical student. As a result, I don't know what they are calling. I don't know what the meaning of coronary CAD. So let's go to the next one. I believe we capture something from here. Because it is beyond taking the class. It is about getting something valuable so we can implement it. Reports globally have shown that only 5% of anybody attending a conference implement it. So if they are just 5%, then let's become those 5%. So let's check the next one. So industry knowledge. Industry knowledge. This is very important. And in a simple way, what industry knowledge means is that you acquire the knowledge of the industry. You acquire valuable information regarding the industry you find yourself. What is the name of the industry we find ourselves? Real estate industry. Recently, government came up with a policy. What is that policy? Las Vegas, what again? Let's adopt Las Vegas. It's part of, and what does it mean? What are they demanding for? What are they demanding for? That for you to be a recognized and certified realtor, you must register with what? The intention is to reduce scam in the industry. And you have to pay to get registered. It didn't happen in the past, but it is happening now. That is part of industry knowledge. A property that would have cost a client 20 million early in the year is now costing them how much? Let's say 60 million times 3 of the price. When you present it to your client, what do you think will happen? Two bedroom, one bedroom apartment, you're selling for 60 million. What happened? There will be what? What will happen? There will be objections. Your knowledge of the industry will enable you to manage objections from clients. And what are the things you also need to know when it comes to this industry? What are the materials we use for building, for construction? Sand. Water, plants, right? What again? Last year, how much were they selling? 30 tons of strip of sand. How much? Let's peg it at 50,000 naira. This is 2024. How much are they selling it? The last we bought last week was 180. And that was before the increase in the price. I believe it's about 193 now today. Now, look at something. For every effect you are seeing out there are causes. Whether you like it or not, this is going to affect negatively the cost of producing or building a unit of property. And by the time you accumulate, look at the difference now. And look at the difference. From 30, we have 20, right? That's like 120. That's like one. How much? What's the difference now? 143. The difference is 143. 143. We are going to cement. Let's look at cement. At the time we're buying for 1,500. Two of us. How much is it selling for today? 11,500. So let's do the calculation. That's 10. coupled with other things. These things, even if we are not using them because we are not constructing, we need to go and make inquiries and write them somewhere. After writing it somewhere, snap it on your phone. The moment you are telling clients about certain products and the current price, and they come up with objections, please, what do you share with them? You can only do this if you have what? Mastered the market, and you have what? Knowledge of the industry. So it enables you to effectively. Another thing, in every market, just like I said, every market is divided into four. Every market is divided into four. And until you know these different groups, you will be doing wrong things the right way. And at the end of the day, you won't get the client you intend to gain. Frustration will set in because there won't be sales. Categories of people in every market. Number one, we have the 3%. They are in need of what you sell and they are ready to buy now. They are ready to buy now. The money is available, and just show them what they want. They will buy. These are the people that, they're likely going to, there's likely going to be objection as well. But you know what their objection is? The objection is, I want to invest in land around Lekki Airport, but I want CFO land. That's their objection. It's not more than that. As long as you can provide them CFO land, they will pay your money immediately. Somebody was sharing a testimony with me last week. She posted a particular house on Reels on Instagram, and a woman sent a message. I'm interested in this your property. And guess what? She was not the direct finished property. She was not the direct person to that property. Thank you. She was not the direct mandate. She had to call. She was even reluctant. This man that just sent me a message on Instagram. How serious is she? Now, she had to call the person that is in charge. And guess what? She didn't even move an inch from her house. She just linked them together. The next few hours, the person called her, that woman has paid. After the woman made that payment, she was not like, I did not even ask about the title of the property, and I've paid. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That woman is part of what? The 3% of the. They just want what they want. And as long as you have it, the money is not there. They will pay. But if we have only 3% globally and you have so many realtors chasing them, do you think the real money is in their hand? Do you think the real money is in their hand? It's not in their hand. But you also prepare yourself for them. You position yourself for them. If they come, good. If they don't come, prepare for the larger market. Then we have another, number 2. 17%. Then we have 17%. Guess what these guys are looking for? They are aware they are in need of the properties, but they are either gathering information for them to make that decision, or they are not ready yet. So until they are satisfied with gathering of information about what you sell, they are not going to take that action. And how do you win this set of people? Let's go back to our slide. This is how you win them. They are looking to get information. If they get the best information about the properties from you, they deal with you. So like I said, luck is not given, it is created. By the time you champion that transaction over others who are not giving enough information about the product, your friend somewhere will, I can get luck. She just they say back to back. I am not disputing the element of luck in human realities. But in most cases, you create luck. In most cases. In most cases. If as we are here, we are fortunate and somebody is out there, not even somebody, people are out there, and they were told that there are certain keys kept somewhere. And when you get to the upstairs, open the door, you will find your what? What will turn your life around there. So if one person out of those people takes that decision and access the life-changing opportunity, should we say that person has luck or he created the luck? So, like I was saying, I am not disputing the fact that there's luck. Yeah, there's luck, but in most cases we create luck. Yeah, we create luck. So this 17%, they want to hear what you have to say. They will watch different videos about real estate, about one particular product. And they will now judge. Converting any prospect into sales takes processes. We're talking of know, likes, and what? Trust. The information they get from you, we take them through this journey. This guy seems to say something reasonable about this product than others. They don't see you already. They don't know you. So the quality of information you are dishing out will make them to begin to what? To like you. At least he's sharing something I've not heard from any other person. Then they will eventually invest through you. And you will eventually gain the interest and the trust of this 17%. Master the market. If you don't have clear knowledge of this, you will think every prospect that comes to your way is this 3%. There is a particular example I use almost every time. You can't walk up to a girl and tell her you want to marry her. It takes processes. If the girl accepts, then something terrible is on its way. Probably she's a hook looking for the next victim. And by you coming around, our hook is working. Then you turn to the next victim. So it is not possible for you to walk to any lady right now and you tell them you want to marry. It is not possible. So it takes processes. The same way this 17%, we take time to gather information. And at the end of the day, work with the people with the right information. Then we have another 20%. Okay, these guys are gathering information about product. This one, they are problem aware. They know they are interested in investing, but they are not ready yet too. These guys, they are either ready now or later, but they want enough information about the product. But these guys, they know they need this particular product, but they are not ready yet. So we have the next 60% who are not even aware they have any need at all. You are earning 100,000 right now, and you know that you are hired. What is the possible thing that can happen to anybody that is hired? the person can be fired. And you don't know that you need to divide this particular income into three, such that one takes care of your daily need, one goes for your savings, and one goes for your investment. Just to prepare ahead of the day when somebody somewhere else will fire you. I dropped an article last week. Yes, I guess last week. It was about if you don't have control over your situations, you have control over yourself. It's on my website. I dropped that, and there is this story of a man who was a driver in one manufacturing company. So he got married to a wife before and while working with the company, and he was paid. He was paid moderate salary, which was not enough, but at least he could attend to the needs of his family. So he has 4 children. 2 were in the universities, and the remaining 2 were in the public school, based on the financial capacity of the husband. And suddenly this man was relieved, and he was thinking, what is the next thing? Because, when a man is able to cater for the home, what happens? He's respected. If you give excuse about your inability to cater for your home today, they will manage. You give it tomorrow, next tomorrow, and probably in a year. What do we think will happen to the man? Huh? You will lose your respect too. And it will begin from when you call your child and your wife is there. Daddy, come ahead. Please don't stress my son. No. They're just coming back from the school. They will be giving you that vibe on a gradual note until he explodes. So when the man was relieved, they were managing at initial stage, and he got to a stage that he could no longer bear it because he was no longer respected at all. Simply because he could not put down money for food. The students were on the verge of being sent back from school because somebody somewhere was unable to pay for the school fees. This man's life got revived eventually. But what I'm trying to say is that, do you understand? It's about planning for the future, by the way. So these guys, they are not aware they are in need of anything. You are earning 100,000. You are not aware that there is need for you to divide it into 3, whereby you invest, you save, and you take care of your family. And when they eventually relieve you, the next thing you are thinking of is to commit suicide. Every situation is external to us. We are internal to ourselves. And if you are unable to manage the situation that is external to you, you should be able to manage yourself. And that is what differentiates smart people, winners, from losers. They don't see the end, even when the end is in their faces. They find a way to manage the end, for another beginning. When you are relieved from your work, you're already saving. You're already investing somewhere. Can you imagine a place where, as at 3-4 years ago, or let's say 10 years ago, a decade ago, you could hardly see people around. You can count the number of houses around. And they introduce this offer to someone. This place, then they sell land there, and the price for now is just 5 million. Somebody somewhere has the 5 million. But guess his objection? People are not living here yet. You could hardly see people. And see, the house go away there. There are no many. He overlooked that opportunity. Look at the implication. And another person somewhere else invested on the same land, when there were no many structures and population is on the lower rate, he bought the land for 5 million. Right? Eventually, this person could not account for what he uses this money for. Because why? His brother in school called. Brother, I need 10,000 naira for my upkeeping in school. Oh, so at 10,000. Okay, I will send that to you. You send that. You have a reduced volume left to you. A friend will now call. I say, boss, I beg, I want to do one investment. I have 1 million or I have 2 million and I'm in need of 3 million. Because you are that humble person, you are generous. You borrow your friend 3 million. Your friend has the 5 million. Guess what happened? The next decision your friend took was to invest on the same land you don't want to buy. Your friend is still hustling, but based on the volume he's earning from the work, he won't be able to pay you back that money even in the next 1 year. You don't go take am to court. Now go fight. At the end of the day, if it turns to a legal case, the court will ask your friend, how can you be paying this money back? He will tell you, I'll be paying 50K. They don't go kill am. Meanwhile, the friend you borrowed the money has invested on the land, and the land is appreciating. Why is thinking of the appreciation of the land in the next few years? You are spending your time chasing your friend who you have borrowed money. And what happened? Because you pass over opportunity repeatedly, your friend will give you back the money, small, and you won't know what to use it for. But what happened? There won't be anything to hold on to. So if somebody like this person is fired from his work, what happened? He will go broke. This set of people are among these people. They are among the 60% of the people they're not even aware of the need for them to invest. They don't want to live the moment. They're not thinking about the future. And the good news is that you can convert many people from this 60% to what? To the 40%. By what? By focusing on yourself, by developing yourself, by acquiring the product knowledge, by acquiring the, by developing yourself, by dishing out information of value. You can see they are connected. Now let's also look at why you should master the market. The reason why you should master the market. Now we said only 3% will be ready to pay for what you're selling right now. 70% are gathering information. 20% know that they need this investment, but they are either not ready now. They are not ready now. Why 40% is not aware? Now, we have to recognize each of these people in these 3 boxes. This first one we are recognizing are the people whose income is not that much, but they want to what? Invest. These are the problem aware. Their income is not that much. These are the people who earn 100,000 naira monthly. They are dividing it into 3, such that one goes for more reason why you need to look for few properties in the Ekpe that you know they are credible, that can accommodate people with cheap mindset or people with lower financial ability. Are we getting it out? By the time I offer you product that is selling for this 2 million, 1 million, 1.5, and I'm saying pay 300,000, you can even spread for 12 months. To that person, you are sharing opportunity with him to build wealth for the future. To you, you are not experiencing anything called sage drought. because you are accommodating every class in the market. Are we together? Then there is this other group. What they are interested in value. They don't have so much money, but they can afford your product as long as it is what? Valuable. As long as it can offer them value. That is why a product in Arizona is selling for 30 million and they can afford it, but they can't afford a fresh water in what? Lekki Phase 1. Are we together at all? So everybody has his or her own benefit in the larger market. But if you don't have knowledge of this larger market, you will just be you'll be making effort in the wrong way. So if I fall within the cheap products, they call them low ticket. If I fall within that category, which product would you offer me in Ekwe? One? Two? Three? Four. What does this tell you? We always talk about structuring. How you can structure your days in every week. You can be strategic with your marketing as well. If you have not done it, do it from today. Go and look at the list of products you have for low ticket clients. List them. And over the year, keep shooting for them. So that you don't find yourself everywhere. You can be everywhere and get anywhere. There must be a route to a destination. Do we understand now? So that the moment any client calls you that is interested in Ekpe, you know the list to send to those clients. Not that you will send A today, Z tomorrow, M next tomorrow. You can confuse your prospect. So doing so will also mean that you have adequate knowledge of what? Of the market. We also have Lakeview. We have Capital. Is that? Then you need to focus on your clients. Don't just sell to them. That's the next strategy. You need to focus on your clients. Don't just sell to them. Don't just sell to them. If your only interest is in selling to a client, know that nobody likes to be sold to. Even if you are selling what they need, they still don't want you to sell to them. Because there's this natural ego built inside everyone. You like a lady, but you want to pretend you don't like her until you later make a move. You want a particular product, maybe they bring it to you where you are sitting down. And because you just want to celebrate your ego, you are just looking at the product like, there's something they call ostentatious feeling in economics. It is that feeling about a particular product. And those who are into branding, they will always take advantage of the feeling. Okay, this is a gum. You're on the street selling this gum for 5,000 naira. And somebody is in Lekki Phase 1 selling the same gum for 50,000 naira. Anyone with ostentatious feeling will go to Lekki Phase 1 and buy it for 50,000 naira. Just to please his ego, and to show that he has, you know, he acknowledged branding. Do we are we together? We're almost done. Why this is very important is because some of us attended how to manage our leads the last time. Were you there? Who was in that class? So this is equally important to managing, to generating and managing our leads. It is important to where and how you generate your lead. And it is also important to how you manage your lead. So, like I was saying, don't just say to your client. I said that nobody likes to be sold to because we have personal ego built inside of us. Nobody likes to be sold to. Show you what you like and I'm not buy, Gary. People will see me that I'm buying something on the street. What will be the perception of other people seeing me? Meanwhile, maybe nobody cares. But because you just want to celebrate the personal ego, that is built in you, you want to go to Lekki to go and buy it. When you walk to Lekki in one of the malls, nobody sees you. You are taking your decision to please yourselves. So, show that you care. Show to your clients that you care. And how do you do that? We already know how we were taught about sales, lead management, lead generation and lead management. And I'm very sure we were taught about sales funnel. How we can build a sales funnel that won't cost us anything. You just drop a message. I sent something on my status this morning where I was talking about how people can become poor, passing over opportunities. I was talking about, how God is a God of justice. And I put those messages together. Those messages, I put them together. I shared on my status and I dropped it on my sales funnel. I got 2 messages making an inquiry on the same product. If at the end of the day we are able to sell, then my effort, has an impact on the sales funnel. How many of us has sales funnel? Do we? Do you have? What's the name of your sales funnel? So let's have sales funnel. Sales funnel. It makes us to sell repeatedly. It makes us to enjoy multiple sales. The simplest way to create sales funnel is to look for those people who made inquiry from you. Then put them on WhatsApp broadcast list. Reach out to them either twice or once in a week. It places you above any other person when they are in need of anything that you are selling. Because you are connected to them. You are seeing them. And there are strategies to manage them. When I say don't just say to them, you can just welcome them to a new week. Ask about their experience in the weekend, their family and all that. Then wish them a nice day ahead, a nice week ahead. Don't be big grammar. Just structure it the way you can. Most people don't read anything that is too long because we are naturally lazy. Yes. So that small message, you can follow it up by sending a business message later, be around Wednesday or Thursday. And if you don't have any at that moment, on weekends, thank God it's Friday. Get yourself, used to most of those messages they send on weekend. They are online. So that shows that you care. You can even check on them. And in most cases, when I'm checking on them, I don't put sa or ma. Yeah, It makes you know that, for some people that are aware that it's a broadcast message, they know that it is a broadcast. But the moment you are saying man, yes, sir, remember the people you are adding to the broadcast list are not just men, and they are not just women. So by dropping those messages where you don't put either sir or man, you are still reaching out to them. It does not stop you from saying what you want to say. Then, when you have any product that is on pre-launch offer, do a comparative analysis between the current price and the projected price and bring out the difference. What I did is, Amazon is currently selling for 30 million. I want somebody that will buy 20 plots. So 5 times 30 is how much? Times 20 is how much? It's 100. Then I started preaching how somebody can make 100 million instant profit between now and 1st of April. It is part. If you check my status, you see it is part of it. 100 million profit. That is so good. Do you understand? Share pre-launch offers with them. Then anybody that patronizes you, present them with a gift. Gift doesn't have to necessarily be something you break the bank to achieve. It could be something small, but that is traveling far in their mind. Imagine somebody is celebrating a birthday and you meet with people deciding something like you just write the name. Merry Christmas, Happy birthday. And you go to people that are doing something like this, or there's this other thing, that small throw pillow, cups and all that. These things will not cost you much. Give it to them. Anybody that is not in the country, make a flyer, send to them. You can even offer them that you have a birthday gift for them, but you don't know how you can get to them. See, if somebody is buying a product of 100 million from you and you are making 10%, that's how much? 10 million. It's not too bad if you spend 100,000 to celebrate this person. Top secret of multiple sales. These clients will not only be satisfied with your kind of person, they will not only come back to buy products for you, he will also refer his friends and family to you. And you are building network. Where's my phone? Baba? No, is it phone now? Okay. About 2 days ago, most of the clients that I said to now, they are my old clients. A client called me on WhatsApp call, and he said, and through that client, somebody already bought Fairmont, and they're almost done with their payment this year. He bought Fairmont. I referred somebody to buy Fairmont, and they called me about 2 days ago, linking me up with another friend, that this person is also interested in one of our estates in Ekwe, and I've shared details with them. See, until somebody is satisfied with your kind of people, they won't come back to you, let alone referring anybody to you. So it's a top secret, and most of us overlook it. We don't pay attention to it. And there's this thing James Clear said about how we can develop every day. He called it the aggregation of marginal gains. It's a principle that demands little improvement in every aspect of your life. Because his own opinion is that instead of making that big move that will cause people to pay attention to, who is this person? If you don't have that capacity, you can make a slow and steady move. until you achieve your goals. So it is way better than staying back. It is way better than staying back without doing anything. And the same thing applies when you are nurturing your leads. Don't just say to them. For every little good actions towards them, they are taking note. They are taking note. And when there is need for them to take action on what you sell, there are thousands of people they are dealing with, but they think of you first. It's a top secret. Then the next is, so how many clients are we thinking of sending a gift? Do we even have their date of birth? Do we? You know, when you are selling to any client, they share the form with you. Their date of birth is in the form. You have their data. Take note. Take note. If possible, keep those notes somewhere where you can be seeing them all the time so that your mind will be there. Because if you forget, if another person doing the same thing remembers to do that, then it might succeed in winning the client from you. Then become their portfolio managers. How does this work? You shouldn't just show interest in selling properties to clients. Also have the mindset of managing their portfolio. And there is a good and simple way you can do that. If you are selling 3-bedroom flat, let's say in Abramadesoya, and you are already getting to the 90% of closing the deal, guess what you will be doing? Go and make findings online on how much is the annual rent of 3-bedroom apartment. The same property you are selling out. Take a note on that. That's annual rent. Then how much is the daily rent of the same apartment? Take a note. And within your industry, you know people who are into letting. There's no how we don't come in contact with them. Because if you are going out, by the time you look around, you see to let. They can be your source of knowledge. Get their contact, snap them, or you write them down. Ask them 1 or 2 questions. They won't know. You just act like you are interested in the properties. At the end of the day, by the time you become connected, you'll be sharing you won't get what you need immediately you come in contact with people. You have to nurture the relationship. So by so doing, you get knowledge of how they manage properties. So you are living the future in the present, and you are living the present in the future. Just set the properties to them and share with them how you can manage them. By the time you become a portfolio manager for any client, it means you are worthy to be trusted. Trust me, they are coming back to buy. If they see property from another realtor, they will share the link with you and tell you to find a way so that they can buy it. They will do the same thing to the people around them. One, you are making money from managing their portfolio. Secondly, because you have gained their trust, or they have gained your trust, they are buying again from you and they are referring people to you. Does it really clear? Do we understand at all? If we are not understanding, let me know. Let me know, please. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Can we read that? Come this way. Who are our partners in this business? I'm not talking about the companies. I'm talking about your business partners. Who are our partners? Again? No. No, I'm not talking about the. God bless you. You're downlines. Focus on them. Can we read this out? No one cares about what you know until they know you care. We are not together. I need us to read it louder so that, please. No one cares about what you know until they know. Recently, I've heard, a lot of cases whereby some downlines are angry with their uplines. What is the problem? He doesn't give me attention. Anytime I need his help, he's not always there. So why is he my downline? Anybody that shows you an opportunity has no business with you any longer. It is your business to either take the business serious or to leave it the way you want. But in this, our kind of environment, please, you need to focus on your what? Every downline is your partner. And when they grow, you are growing as well. Let's do a practical calculation right here. And this is one of the challenges we are facing in the industry. We believe the only way, the only thing we need to do is just to show people, come and join this group, come and join the group. And after that, nothing again. See, you need to become a go-to person. You need to become that role model to the person. And you need to become a solution provider to that person. Because no matter how much you are earning, if you can duplicate yourself on just 10 people, imagine what the income will look like. Let's say I sold 1 billion last year. Let's take for instance. And I was to enjoy 10% of 1 billion, right? Please, how much is that? 100 million. That's my direct commission. Somebody said, if you want to be rich, stick to one business and grow it. But if you want to be wealthy, diversify. We are saying for making this 1 billion sales, 100 million makes you rich. That's what we are saying right now. But somebody is somewhere driving to become wealthy and is duplicating himself on just 20 people who are equally making 1 billion each per annum. 1 billion times 20 is what? Right? How much? Let's respond like we are together. Yeah, 1 billion times 20 is 20 billion. And somebody is getting 10%. Let's say, okay, you are getting 10% and you are getting 2% of this. Can somebody please do that calculation? 4 billion. Right? How much? 2% of, please, let's type it. 2 billion. 200. 400 million, right? 400 million. Please, add it to this. What happens? Name some of your dreams. You want to buy good cars, right? You want to travel around the world, right? You want your family, right? You want to be going on vacation from time to time. You want to tell the people that money is not. How much is money? So these are the things, these are the areas we can leverage on. You don't just recruit people. Be their teacher. Yes, no doubt that most of the people we are recruiting might have acquired knowledge of the industry. But that does not stop you from putting your input. You know why? If you are a friend to a rich man and you are driving a bicycle, and on his birthday, you just walk to the nearest store and you get a wine that is worth 2K just to celebrate his birthday. Will you reject it or accept it? What does that tell you? That's one. Two, and we can never be satisfied with our reality. no matter how big or how knowledgeable we are. Because the whole idea is that no matter what you have, you are not sufficient, especially when it comes to knowledge. So share knowledge with them. Groom these guys and watch them grow just like you are. The benefit is enormous. The benefit is enormous. These are the areas most of us are struggling. And this is why you see that today you find out that we are 100 people on a particular group. Next tomorrow we are 95. If you are not making money from your business, you are frustrated. And there is tendency that you will pull out. And everybody needs one another for us to survive. A Dangote, despite his wealth, cannot go to the site or to take the responsibility of all his drivers. Is it possible? So he needs those drivers. He cannot go to the site and become a field manager. He needs people there. We have inspection team. They are carrying out their own responsibilities. Or to what? To ensure that we all achieve a common goal at the end of it. The same way we all need one another. Don't recruit people and leave them unattended to. Let's see it as our obligation. But like I said, before you can become an authority or somebody of influence to someone, make yourself a success first. That's why we started from focus on yourself. It is easy to attract success with success rather than it is to attract success with failure. You want people to do what you are doing. How much have you also achieved that you want me to be doing it? And like I keep telling us, please don't overlook any, allocation opportunity. You don't have, your clients must not be getting allocation before you do allocation video. It is a social proof. When people are doing, go to site. You don't need to even know the person whose client is getting allocation. Just tell him, I want to do allocation video with for marketing. Hi guys, I'm happy today. It is not enough for us to sell out to clients, but when they get allocation, we're also excited. And this is what we do and why we are who we are. Just do it anyhow. Today, my client, Mr. A, Mr. B, is getting allocation. It's a social proof. It's a social proof. With this, we go to why you should pay attention to your partners, to your downlines. Number one, he hates their loyalty to you. There are a lot of groups. We have a lot of groups. And people go with who they believe in or where they get the most benefits. So by the time you are giving value to these guys, even if they want to do otherwise behind you, something inside they will be telling them, Lara don't do this for me. Oh. Shadi don't do this for me. Oh. No, I'm not going to feed down for them. No. Something will be telling, because why? You have really added value to them. So it will hate their loyalty to you. Even if there is need, maybe they are influenced by friends somewhere to do otherwise, they will talk to you. Come and see what Ada Loju told me. This is what he told me that I should do. And I said, no, I won't do it until I get you. Do you understand? They won't do this if you don't give them that attention. If you are not part of their success story, they won't do it. Then your sales will grow. Number one, their sales will grow when you teach them. When you enlighten them, when you put them, you coach them, you put them through. You share with them those things they don't know. They will grow from unknown to known, and expansion. Then when their sales grow, your sales is growing already. You have 20 people doing 20 billion. You are making what? 100 million as commission. You are also getting 400 million as indirect commission. You are becoming financial what? You are making money. And there will be connection, there will be synergy. You guys will bond, you become a family because you are speaking one language. You are doing, in fact, it will go beyond being business partners. You become one family. And that will enable you to filter the kind of friends you move with. There are friends who are not even interested in discussing business with you, let alone where you want to be in the next few years. And there are friends that, because you've been able to build this in them, but Shade, where you dey? I hear say dem dey do one allocation somewhere. I feel say we should go there so that we go fit do social proof video. And there's another friend I was here. I wan go to that party, that Owambe party. You know, there are actions and decisions that shape our life for good. And there are actions and decisions that shape our life for bad. So the choice is now ours, because for every choice you make, those choices will in turn make you. Thank you very much. We will learn from one another, because we are going to be having more of panel sessions. And like I said, please don't take anything for granted, because you are only chasing sales now, but you don't know where God is taking you. You might become a public speaker tomorrow, and this will form part of the journey. To somebody who is interested in building his home, one day he puts plants in a particular location. The next day, he puts blocks in that same location. The next day, he has used his money to buy zinc. He puts it in the same location. One day, he calls bricklayers, please come and help me start my building project. What that means is that he's been making provisions for inputs that will form his building at the end of the day. So everything we are learning, we shape and reshape our now and the future. So don't let us take any for granted. Do we have any question? Avanza? Yeah? Okay, let me. I shared a picture recently on